all recognize how important it is for the public to have confidence that justice can be obtained and found in our courts. Positive human interaction, efficiency, competency, kindness, and courtesy are also important to the lay people who are drawn into our often intimidating and frequently confusing system, so familiar to so many of us, but so foreign to them. So much of the public's perception of the fairness of the system is a reflection of the service of non-judicial employees. This award, in Judge Gagliardi's name, is because of his example. It recognizes non-judicial employees who serve with excellence and who give of themselves their best each and every day. The awardees are all, each and every one, all individually and collectively, as the judge, lead by example, go out of their way to help others, never let anyone down, and they, each and all, have become a standard of excellence against which all other employees can and should be measured. This year we have with us 5 extraordinary individuals, all of whom are court officers. The clinical language of the job description for a court officer is actually overwhelmed by the reality of their individual and collective performance. The clinical language that I mentioned describes the primary responsibility of their position as the security of court personnel and visitors, assisting in the orderly operation of the courtroom and ensuring the safety of staff and users of the court. The court officer is to provide general assistance to judges, staff, and visitors and ensure that justice is dispensed in an orderly fashion with proper decorum. These court officers, each and all, meet that definition and then some. Our first awardee today is Karen M. Budenhagen. With Karen today are her husband Greg, her daughter Brandy, her son-in-law Joe, her grandson JJ, her mother-in-law Ellen, her father-in-law Donald, and her husband Rick, who is a retired NYPD lieutenant, and Anthony, a neighbor, who is following in Karen's example and is a police cadet with the town of Pittsfield. Could all of those folks please stand up? Karen's hobbies outside of work are cooking, hiking, rollerblading, and now with a common theme, as with Miss Carpenito, a prior awardee, riding a Harley. It's not a prerequisite, but apparently it helps. Karen grew up in Schenectady, New York, and began her career as a clerk with the New York State Division of Parole. She then became a New York State Park police officer, and in 1997, a City of Beacon police officer, where she served at various times as an acting sergeant and a field training officer. Karen has been a DARE officer in Beacon and an adopt-a-class officer with the Park Police. In 2007, she became a court officer here in Westchester County. She's a certified police instructor with the New York State Department of Criminal Justice. She's no stranger to awards, having received the Outstanding Recruit Award and Best Physical Qualifier Award while in the Academy. Karen has a warm and welcoming spirit, and as soon as you encounter her, the warmth of her smile and the sparkle of her eyes let you know that this is indeed a very special person. She's described by those who advanced her nomination as unfailingly professional in her appearance and in her demeanor, and in her interaction with judges, court staff, jurors, witnesses, litigants, and the public. She was also described by a longtime court employee who knew Judge Gagliardi as one who performed her duties with charm and personality, and all who come within her orbit are made to feel that the court is not a forbidding place. Officer Budenhagen was recently assigned to the matrimonial part, whereas Judge Schenkman said things can become somewhat electric. But her smile for all never allowed the pressure of working that difficult part to affect her personality. She's described by a court attorney from that matrimonial part as a highly dedicated public servant who has a very special gift for making people feel comfortable, even in most difficult situations, while all the time maintaining an authoritative presence. Whether coaxing a litigant from a restroom or listening to that litigant describe the physical manifestations of that person's divorce. Karen has keenly utilized her attentive, calming approach to de-escalate the intensity of situations, always seeing the human side of the litigant's controversy. When mixing the definition of a court officer's duty with the warmth and charm and caring professionalism of Karen M. Boothagen, you can see why she is to receive this award today. I present to you Karen Boothagen.
Good afternoon. It is great to see everyone here. Thank you all so much for coming. I would like to start by saying thank you to Judge Shelton, Mr. Dan Cole, honorable judges, to the Gagliardi family and award committee who keep Judge Gagliardi's memory alive through this special tribute. Thank you to my fellow officers, friends, and colleagues. It is my pleasure and privilege to work closely with so many of you. To my family, especially my husband, Greg, for his constant, unconditional love and support. And a very special thanks to those who nominated me for this prestigious award. The recognition you have bestowed upon me is more appreciated than you know. Throughout the years, I've had the good fortune of crossing paths with people who have left a lasting impression, made an impact in some positive way, or made a meaningful difference in my life. Finding my way to the position of court officer involved one of those paths and two such people. In 2003, I made a very difficult decision to change directions and walk away from my police career. It was one of the hardest decisions I've had to make. I left with much mixed feelings and chagrin, but confident there was something better than where I was. I went on with life, had jobs as a paralegal, a legal secretary, veterinary assistant, line chef, and even attended the Culinary Institute of America. I was exploring new options. Alan and Paulie, a couple of court officers I had worked with as a police officer in Beacon, sent the court officer exam announcement home with my husband, who was still on the job in Beacon. I took and passed the exam and entered the Court Officer Academy in November 2007. I had already attended the Police Academy some 15 years earlier, and now being some 15 years older, was required to complete another academy for this position. When the barking orders of the drill sergeant started on day one of the academy, all of about 3 minutes into the day, mind you, now I'm thrown out doing push-ups in my business attire. I was thinking, what am I doing here? Really, what am I doing here? But I rose to the occasion, completed the academy, and on my birthday of 2008 was presented with my shield. The orders I received upon graduation brought me here to Westchester. I fell back on track, embarking on a new career that encompassed my 19 years of combined law enforcement and legal experience. I love the law and find both challenge and fascination in the perpetual evolution of our court system, legal system, and justice system. Every day is different. I received a leadership award in the Court Officer Academy, and it is engraved with a quote from Albert Pike, an American lawyer, journalist, and soldier. It reads, "What we have done for ourselves alone dies with us. What we have done for others and the world remains immortal." Acknowledging the spirit of that fitting statement, I again say thank you for this honor. Thank you all so very much. I consider it a sweet success to be recognized and appreciated by so many. Thank you. Stay safe and be well.